Everyone around you is quitting. They're giving up on dreams, backing down from the fight. Letting the pressure win, they say it's too hard. They say it's not worth it. They say they're tired. And maybe you are too, but you're still here, still breathing, still standing, still capable of one more step that matters. Because resilience begins right there when you feel like quitting, but choose not to. Not because it's easy, not because you have energy, but because you know who you are. Quitting is loud. Wants company. It wants you to join the crowd. But resilience is quiet. It grows in the dark. It takes root in the pain. It builds while no one claps when everyone walks away. You walk forward. When they stop believing, you keep building. This is not about talent, not about luck, not about being the strongest. It's about refusing to break you. Bend, but you don't fold. You stagger, but you don't drop. You look around and see the ones who left. The ones who started strong, but didn't last. They had big words, big promises, big plans, but the fire got hot. And they ran. And maybe you thought about it too. Maybe every day you think about it. Maybe you're standing on the edge right now. But something in you says no. Not yet. Not now. Not like this. That's resilience. That's the part of you the world can't kill. The part that whispers, keep going. You don't have to sprint. You just have to move one step, then another, then another. You don't wait for motivation. You move without it, because quitting waits for motivation. Resilience creates momentum. People quit because they want the win without the wounds. They want the glory without the grind. But you know better. You know pressure makes diamonds, pain builds strength, time teaches endurance, and quitting teaches. Regret, every day you stay in it, you get sharper, tougher. Wiser, not just because you survived, but because you refused to leave when everyone gave up. You became the one who stayed, and the one who stays becomes the one who grows. Every scar is a lesson. Every setback is fuel. Every no is one step closer to your yes. You're not chasing perfect. You're becoming powerful. Because when they said it was impossible, you stayed long enough to make it real you. Stopped comparing. Stopped competing. Stopped asking for permission. You dug deep, found your own strength, built your own fire. Now you're moving with purpose, not panic, with vision, not fear. You walk alone sometimes, but you walk taller. You carry more weight, but you carry it with pride. You don't flinch. Anymore, you don't fold. You don't flee, because you've seen storms and survived. You've seen failure and learned. You've seen people leave and still found reasons to stay. That's what makes you different. That's what makes you ready. That's what makes you unstoppable. While they chase comfort, you train in chaos. While they look for easy, you live for meaning. They want applause. You want legacy. They want now. You want forever. That's why you can't quit. Not now, not ever, because everything. You want everything you dream of, everything you're built for, lives on the other side of not quitting. So when it gets hard, good. When you're tired, good. When you're alone, good. Because pressure is proof you're in the right place. Pain is proof you're becoming. Silence is proof you're building something real. So let them quit. Let them walk. Let them doubt. You keep rising. Keep grinding. Keep believing. Because you're not here to fit in. You're here to finish. You're not here to be liked. You're here to be legendary. And legends don't quit. They endure, they evolve, they overcome. This is your test. This is your training. This is your turning point. So don't quit. Not when you're tired. Not when you're scared. Not when you're hurt. You hold the line. Hold your standard. Hold your vision. Because the ones who don't quit, they build the future. They change the world. They become unshakable. And that's you. Unshakable, unbreakable, unstoppable. Stay in it. Stay with it. Stay strong. Resilience isn't a feeling. It's a decision. And you just made it. Again, now take the next step, then the next, and never stop. You are not done. You are just getting started. Longer you stay in it, the more pressure you absorb, the more strength you build, the more calm you develop others. Chase quick wins, you build unshakable will. They go wide, you go deep. You're not here for comfort. You're here for transformation. You're not here to coast. You're here to climb. You're not afraid of starting over, because you trust the fire. You trust the weight. You trust the process. Every moment you keep going, you carve a new edge. Every time you show up, you build another layer of armor. You no longer panic when it gets dark, because you've learned how to walk without light. You've learned how to carry your fire inside. You don't need cheers. You don't need credit. You need the challenge, because challenges shape character, and character carries destiny. Let others collapse. You stay centered. Let others wait for perfect. You keep building. Through broken, this isn't just survival. This is spiritual war against weakness, against fear, against every voice in you saying stop. And you've silenced that voice before. You'll silence it again every time it rises. You rise higher. You've earned your scars. Now earn your strength. Don't finish where they quit. Finish where you belong, at the top, at the end, at peace. You were made for this. You were chosen for this. You were born for this fight, and this fight is not over until you win. You win by staying. You win by showing up when no one watches, by grinding when no one claps, by choosing growth when quitting feels easy. Resilience is lonely, but it's never empty, because every hard thing you endure gives you another weapon, another layer of steel. You don't build resilience in peace. You build it in chaos, in rejection, in pressure, in late nights and early mornings, when everything says stop. but something in you says go. Let go is your gift. That refusal to break is your birthright. You've got it. Even when you forget, even when you cry, even when you collapse for a moment, you still get back up, and that's the whole game, getting up again and again and again. While others search for the exit, you search for the lesson while they hide from the weight you carried on your back and keep walking. Let them take breaks. You take territory. Let them settle. You sharpen. Let them forget who they are. You rise into who you're becoming. Every quit leaves a space. You step into it. Every failure clears the noise. You walk through it. You're not faster. You're not louder. You're just the one who doesn't stop. And that's why you will win, even if it takes 10 years. Even if no one claps until year 11. Even if the world never understands. You'll still build something real, because you built it with pain, with grit, with sweat, with silence. Real things take time. Resilient people give it time. You know how to lose without quitting. You know how to struggle without folding, because pressure didn't destroy you. It defined you. It shaped your character. Your voice, your edge are dangerous now, not because of what you've done, but because of what you've carried. And never dropped. You've carried heartbreak, doubt, fear, loneliness. And you still stood up and did your work. That's a superpower. That's your edge. That's resilience in action, people. Think strength looks loud, but real strength is still. It's silent. It's slow. It doesn't flinch when things break. It builds. With broken pieces, and you've been building quietly, fiercely, patiently. While they gave up, you kept creating. While they pointed fingers, you pulled yourself forward. While they cursed the weight, you trained under it. And now you're different. Now you don't need motivation. You've become your own reason, your own anchor, your own fire. You're no longer chasing hype. You're walking in purpose. That purpose is heavy, but it fits you now. You've grown into it. That's the reward for not quitting. The world doesn't give it to you. You earn it, step by step, in silence and struggle. Resilience doesn't show up when you feel strong. It shows up when you feel weak and still move forward. It's in your voice, in your breath, in your eyes. Even when you think it's not, because you've trained it in fire, in darkness, in failure, and every failure just added another layer, another scar that taught you something, another lesson that made you sharper. You didn't break, you evolved. And while others talk about what they could have been, you'll become it, not overnight, but inevitably, because you didn't stop. You didn't complain your way out. You built your way through. That's rare. That's gold. That's who you are.